how does advertising work psychologically? Oh my God, that's a deep ass question. I actually very relative to the podcast that I just recently made, where I felt this weirdness because I felt as though I just was like not. I felt I think the words like gross or dirty or I don't know, something along those lines. It just like it didn't feel right to me, because when you're making content for the internet at all, when you're just literally putting out this content, is this content right here? Is this content to help eventually make a sale for me? Right? Is it eventually going to be like, Will actually knows what he's talking about? Let's hire him. Let's go ahead and go work with him, freelance with him, whatever. Is this one piece of content right here ultimately for that? And it took me a couple of days or a few days as I was kind of going through this weird process to realize, like, no, like this content that I'm making right now is to just give as much value as I can to you, the audience. One, because I'm grateful for you. And two, like, I do think that I've been through a lot of these hurdles that I can just give feedback and advice that can help other people not make the same mistakes or get through things a little bit faster. I had to come to terms with that, because at first I just felt like, anything that I put out into the world for a while is like, it's forcing you to open up your phone. It's forcing you to get on these platforms and watch. And like, why do I need you to watch? Like, is that like a selfish thing? Is that like a thing where it's like, I need the views to make myself feel happy? Do I need the engagement to justify why I create? Lots of deep shit here, which is all psychological. So you can imagine, like, I've been in just this weird conundrum. I won't go too deep into it, because you can listen to the podcast if you want to. That's tells a lot more about this overall process. But what I did come down to is, like, yes, all of this stuff does impact people mentally. This whole book that I read, let me pull this up if I can. I might still have it in my library. Audible, called, it's not in this one, it's on my other phone. Might be able to do this without, see if it locks me in. This book right here, digital minimalism. No, I don't want to start listening to it right now. Just clicking to it. Details. This one had me for a loop. This one really impacted me for good and bad all at the same time. It's talking like a lot about like removing yourself a lot from social media and how it has a control on you, etc. All this stuff. And this one piece of this work right here, which we could consider a piece of advertising as well, made me feel really happy, but it also made me feel like really depressed too. And that is psychological at its core. So all these ads that you see, they make you feel more than or less than or any of this stuff. So how does it work psychologically? We want to always be better human beings, right? And so anything that makes some sort of promise to be better in our life, even just this book that's like digital minimalism, it's making a promise. Okay, Will, you can have a cleaner, less stressful, digital world, which is something that I kind of like, oh, that's a great idea. It's good. That's, psychological. That's in my brain. All this stuff. If I go over to Instagram right now, this right here is a sponsored ad. 6-week challenge in art in Asheville for men. This is pretty much like there's a lot going on psychologically here. It's very simple, but like it's telling you, okay, you know, maybe you need to work out. Maybe I do. Maybe I really do. Like all that shit. I won't spend too much more time on this, but you get the gist.